you know, gotta get a vape. What's going on YouTube? JitterXLY here, coming at you guys with a brand new video. And in this one, I'm going to be doing like a 2-for-1 kind of special here just because it came in a kit. So I'm going to be reviewing the Lone Wulf Mechanical Mod and RDA up top with the battery, because I did buy the battery. So I'm going to go over that all. It's going to be a little bit of a longer video, but I'm just going to go through just about everything I can since I've had this mod for about a month and a half now. So, you know, I just want to start off and, you know, go through everything with you guys. So let me just get a quick little vape in here and then we'll dig into it, because I'm not, you know, gotta get a vape. Let me first start off by saying that I don't want to waste any time by getting into this. If you are a beginner vapor, okay, and you know, vaping, you know, you're not 100% sure on, and you know, you're not great about with building, you're not really big into the rebuilding game, you don't know much about mechanical mods, battery safety, let's see here, Ohm's law, all that stuff, I don't suggest this mod to you whatsoever, especially if you're new with mods and vaping, because this is a highly advanced mod. I even had trouble. I've been vaping now for about 7 or 8 months, maybe longer. I started vaping in August last year, so, you know, I got into the rebuilding game a little bit late, but, you know, I just want to start off by saying that this is not something that you're going to pick up as a beginner, or even someone, you know, that's kind of, you know, just been around a couple of mechanical mods. This is something that you need to know what you're doing, or it's not going to work properly. You're going to have trouble, you're going to get annoyed with it. It is kind of finicky. Let me first start off, and let me say that too. It is very finicky when you first start with it and get used to it. Once you get that down though, it gets a lot better when you don't have to adjust too much. So give me a sec. Let me just wipe some of this stuff off real quick. Make this look a little bit more better. Alright, so, you know, the RDA comes with the Wulf right there, and then it has like a lightning bolt, an ohm symbol, a Wulf, and like a water drop as if you're dripping, and then 2 giant air holes on either side, and a big chuff cap, okay? Great little mod, not too big, and we're just going to talk about the RDA for right now. And if you want to adjust the airflow, let me first, it's kind of, I don't want to say a pain, but it's good. So, it's hard because it's also a little juicy because I've been vaping it a lot, but this top part right here where these lines come down, you can actually, if I can get it to, there we go. I don't know how well you can see that, but you turn the top and you can even pull the whole top off, and there's your airflow. It has one O-ring, and that is, it holds really well. I haven't had problems when it's in my pocket and I pull it out with something coming off. Even, you know, the normal O-rings on the, you know, I'm holding it right now, it doesn't, you know, nothing wants to come off, but you literally just spin this to adjust your airflow. Maybe you want it half open, maybe you want it a quarter way, 3/4, you know. There is no single coil option for this though. That is, I guess you consider a con if you run a lot of single coils. I personally don't, so I don't have that issue. But, you know, overall, a good 4-post design. Post holes aren't very big. You know, it does have airflow coming in through the negative post, so that is another thing to mention as well. Not too big of a juice well. Probably like, I don't know, maybe like 3/4 of an inch. No, maybe like that's off. Maybe like 3, 4, 5 centimeters, millimeters. I mean, I don't know. It's Not very big. I don't know. But you know, another con too with the RDA is, I know I'm getting into the cons. I just want to go through everything, just straight up facts for you guys, because I don't want to bullshit you. I don't want to say, you know, blah, blah, this is, you know, I'm just going to go through with the cons. Some of them are cons for me, some of them personally aren't. But one thing that does annoy me is, I don't know if you can see the post, but these center posts are one piece, okay? And it's a little circle Delrin at the bottom, and when you're tightening down or whatever and you're screwing, that likes to move, okay? So, you know, it's to me that's a pretty major con. I'm not a huge fan of that. I would have liked, you know, something that wouldn't move, or maybe like a square or rectangular thing that won't move. I don't know. That's just a con for me that I personally don't like. They do send extra O-rings, extra everything. The O-rings have stood up great though. Haven't had any issues with that. Makes a great connection. Let me just... you know, it's not bad at all. I would not suggest using this on a hybrid mod such as the Limitless. Maybe, I think the AR is like that as well. I don't suggest using that. No, the AR isn't actually. But do not use this RDA, I said mod before, the RDA on a hybrid device. It just won't work very well at all. And, you know, you don't want to blow a battery out or, you know, have anything bad happen. So I don't suggest doing that. Post holes also could be a bit bigger. I mean, they fit 22 gauge, but like when you go with framed staples, I like to run framed staples, and when I try to put them in, I can't do it. So that's a con to me. They could have been a little bit bigger. So I even tried like twisting the frame staple and the leads to try and fit it. It didn't work. I would love to, but pretty much I'm going to be ordering a Twisted Messes RDA, but I don't want to get into that right now. But this is not something for those huge builds. But if you're running simple coils like these that I have in right now, simple 20 gauge like 5 wrap, around a 2mm, you know, screwdriver, you'll be fine. It'll take 18, you know, so you don't have anything to worry about like that. It makes a real good connection. And then let me take the top off. You just merely unscrew to get into the mod. Now we're gonna start talking to the mod a little bit, but you just, you know, unscrew this top off and your battery is in there, positive side facing up as always. And then I bought this Lone Wulf battery. It's obviously an 18650, 2800 mAh, 3.7 volt, 35 amp high drain hybrid IMR battery. So not bad at all. It, you know, fires really good. Some builds I'll throw my 40 amp high drain batteries in, but you know, that works great too. And then you have a copper sleeve for very low voltage drop, and I'm gonna say this right now, I don't know too much about voltage drops and all that. I haven't noticed any power loss unless the battery starts, you know, getting low. But battery life, I don't own a lot of mech mods. This is the only mech mod I own. I plan to change that in the future, but right now this is the only one I own, and battery life is about 3 to 4 hours of, like, that's like heavy vaping, you know, if you're vaping a lot, which I personally do. So, and then you have underneath the mod where you make a connection, you have 2 little adjusters here with your Delrin insert right there. Also, let me just state this too, you have big beefy threads. You don't have to worry about, you know, it fits on there really well. Big threads. I'm gonna set the rest of the mod down. But you have these 2 screws here, okay? These are how you adjust. There's 2 different things. This bottom one is how you adjust battery rattle, and then the top one is, you know, that's for your RDA. So let's see if I can get that to come off. Mine is really heavily juiced. Let's see if I can wipe some of this. No, mine's on there, but Yeah, I have mine on there really tight. I don't know why, but I do. But if I had pliers or something like that, I could easily take it off. But that is how you adjust it. You simply just merely screw it out a little bit, twist yours on, and then you screw it back up tight to make sure it makes a real good connection, and you adjust then for your battery rattle. So that's that part. I'm going to set that down. Now we're going to look at the rest of the mod, okay? So inside you have, whatever your finish is going to be. They come in all copper finish, a white, and obviously this pitch black that I have. And on the front side you have your Wulf logo. On the back you have your serial number. I guess I'm 5134. And then, a little engraving of the Wulf right there. Hopefully you can see that. Then on the back side you have 3 venting holes for battery connection, or for battery flow and everything, I guess. Also, what is great too is this mod has a concave. It'll sit flat. I'm gonna take this down real quick, show you real quick. It sits flat, and there's no, nothing you have to worry about. It sits perfectly flat, so it's really great for that. And you just simply, really nice. I'm gonna take this apart though to show you. So you just use your fingernails, and this is it's kind of annoying, but I don't really take this apart ever. I'm just gonna do it to show you guys. But as you see, you just pretty much unscrew this, and then you're left with a hollowed out tube, okay? This is your button, okay? You have a black O-ring up here, which I've tried taking out a little bit, trying to pry under it, and I think it's glued in, so don't take that out if you're taking it apart. I've washed this though, before I used it when I got it, and I wash it here and there. But you have your, button down there. It's not a really heavy spring. I don't know what pound it is, but it's not too heavy. I'll unscrew that though for you guys, just so you can see that. And you just merely keep on doing this way, which you shouldn't have to do this. They do send an extra, I think, yeah, I'm pretty sure they send an extra spring in there, but once you unscrew it, I'm trying to get this the best I can, you merely just unscrew that, and once you unscrew that, this piece will pop out, and you have your spring, which I just dropped, right here, okay? I'll try and get that best I can, not a super crazy spring as I keep dropping it. And we'll set the little button there, and then you're left with that, and I guess your button that pushes the battery up. So that's how you can take that apart if you would ever need to. I don't take it apart ever. I mean, I took it apart when I first got it just to see what it was like, but the spring isn't very springy. It's not very hard, but yet at the same time, it does what it's supposed to do. So I haven't had any issues with that. I haven't had to change it out. But to put it back on, put your spring back in, hold with your finger the button that pushes up, and screw in. Pretty easy to do. It really is. And we'll get that to about. I like to leave a little bit of plane underneath. I feel like that makes it a lot better to fire, because if you don't, one thing I do want to mention is, at least for me, this is with my mod too, let me just say this, if you don't do that, if I don't leave a little bit of room, it doesn't fire all the time. If I push it, you can get it to sit completely, let me not tighten it, but we'll push that all the way back up. If you have it sit flush like that, that also adjusts for battery rattle as well, and so as you see, it doesn't push as far up, but if you don't, for me, it doesn't make as good of a connection, so I like to leave it sit out just a little bit, and to me, that works the best. So let's put this thing back together, and just merely do that, screw it on, good. Throw a battery back in. That sits, everything sits really well flush. You know, you don't have any issues with that. You know, no issues whatsoever with it sitting flush. We're going to throw this back on top. Like we said, tighten that, adjust for battery rattle then. Okay, so move that up just a bit. Make sure everything sits flush. As you see, it's not sitting flush right now, so that's not, you know, it'll still fire, but, you know, I'm kind of OCD like that, so move it up just a bit more. And boom. Now we're getting a little bit of battery rattle, so we're going to back it out just ever so slightly. This is the little finicky part that I mean, that if you want to get it going pretty well, but it produces really good clouds. I don't know how well, you know, I can say it. These coils are kind of charged, so it doesn't taste great right now. I've had these coils in here a long time, washed them many times, but I'm going to back up anyway and just show you real quick what this thing can do. Let's do that one more time. See what I mean by it being finicky sometimes? You have to adjust that, okay? So right now I can tell the top. I'm glad that actually happened in the video. So I like to leave it a little bit, back it up just a little bit more, ever so slightly, and then tighten it. And now it's making a better connection than it did before. And I'm juicing this just ever so slightly a lot more just because of this build guzzles to juice 1, and it's already kind of charred since I've had it in for now 3 weeks. So let's do this one more time. It really does chuck the vapor. I know I've said that about a lot of other builds. Oh my god. It is a lung killer though. Oh, holy shit. And that all depends on how you build. It really does though do a great job. If you're looking to do cloud comps, if you can build right, I would definitely suggest this. I don't know if I'd use the Lone Wulf RDA on this for cloud competitions. I would probably end up throwing a different RDA on, but that's just me personally, so you never know with that. But as you see, I am very, like, you know, like I said, this is a highly advanced, this is for highly advanced people that know how to vape. I don't recommend this to anyone who is unsure. If you're even unsure about this and you weren't sure what I was talking about with certain building and whatnot, I don't suggest this, okay? This is for people, I'm sure anyone who vapes knows Rip Trippers or Grim Green, like Squid Dude, those guys out there that know what they're doing. That is who this is for. You're not supposed to use this. I wouldn't suggest this. It'll bug you, you'll get annoyed, and it's just not going to be fun, and you're not going to enjoy this. You might put it down. So they even say that on the site. I bought this complete kit with a battery for $143.99 off mintyvapes.com. Link will be in the description. Go check them out. No problems whatsoever. If you're looking for a good cloud chasing build and, you know, you're going to your friends and like, yo, look at this, I can blow clouds farther, this will do it. Great for tricking as well. That's just up. But it is really just an overall great mod. I don't want to bore you guys with me just sitting here vaping, but overall, just 10 out of 10 great mod. If I did lose this today, would I go out and buy it tomorrow? I probably would, due to the fact that, sorry about that, it is just overall a great mod. I don't see anything wrong with it. I probably wouldn't buy the RDA again though. That's just me personally. I would spend $60 and buy a Twisted Messes RDA and throw it on here. That's me personally though. Not a huge fan of the RDA. It does what it's supposed to though. The airflow is great, but you can get all that out of a Twisted Messes, probably more too, because of the deeper juice well and the bigger postals. So overall, great. Oh, it's so bad. Such a bad. Don't ever leave your coils in here as long as I did. Oh, it's nasty, but overall, great. Nothing. Does have, when I shake it a little bit, you can hear the bottom pin rattle a little bit, but that's because I have it sticking out. If you have it in more, it will not rattle for you whatsoever. So we'll turn that in, and I'll see if I can ever so slightly. Turning it in is kind of a pain when there's a battery in there, so see how well I can do this real quick. Well, alright, well, not very well, but it doesn't take much effort to do it, so real quick pulls, fire's great. That blew about, from where I was sitting, that blew about 2-3 feet. So, you can see if you're going in and it'll definitely chuck vapor. No doubt about that. Better than anything else. It's my best Addy that I have right now. I do plan on buying Twisted Messes though. So, I guess that about wraps up this video. If you guys did enjoy, definitely go ahead, click the like button. Link to Minty Vapes will be in the description. It should be like the first link there, and then down below is my contact information, my Instagram, and all that. So if you want to get in touch with me about it, ask me any personal questions you have about this mod, you can definitely do that as well. And leave comments in the below if you guys have also any questions. If you don't feel like contacting me personally on Instagram or anything like that, go for it. So yeah, let's vape you guys out of here.